I'll be discussing the regular model, module 1 of the syllabus of the semester 3. After a long time, we'll be introducing ourselves through this online way. Generally, we do it in classrooms. The situation is like that. Anyway, so the first module constitutes of introduction to the devices and the Zener diode application. That is one part, and then introducing yourself or getting yourself known to the various semiconductor devices like bipolar junction transistor, field effect transistor, and metal oxide semiconductor devices. First, let us try to have an introduction to the diode, its characteristic and its application. The objective of the slide will be study about the Bohr's model relation to semiconductor material. Then thirdly, the type of semiconductor material. What are the various types? Then how are the semiconductor material conducting? And how this semiconductor material is leading to the development of the electronic devices. Then the ideal diode working with various semiconductor material, diode working in the reverse bias and forward bias condition, then voltage and current relations in the forward and reverse bias. Second point of the discussion will be your plotting of VI characteristic, and lastly will be your grid technology application. Why do we need to study the Bohr's model? The idea behind the study of the Bohr model is simply to get yourself introduced, a little refreshing of your course. That is how semiconductor material actually conducts and how it is helpful for the building of our electronic devices. You can see here the outermost shell of some semiconductor material. Mostly it is a silicon material. You can see that it has only 4 electrons. How many electrons it should have according to the periodic table? It should have 8 electrons, so that your stability is attended. But here only 4 of them are there. Now, in order to attain the stability, what does particular atom do? It actually tries to attain stability by forming a covalent bond either with the neighboring atom and try to get stabilized. Okay. So in this way, when we are developing our electronic component, it is not a single material that we use, but we use a combination of N-type and P-type material. So that is why I have written here a composite semiconductor material. So it is this composite semiconductor material that leads to a formation of a device in electronic material. Bohr's relation to semiconductor material. Previously, in the previous slide, you have seen that in order to attain the stability, they try to attain it by sharing of the electrons in the neighboring atom in a material. Assume that this is a semiconductor slab and these are the atoms present in that semiconductor. Okay, so here you can see this central atom which is there wants a 4 charged particles, mostly electrons. So what it does is attains a stability, shares 1 electron from this, share 1 electron from this, and in this way it attains stability. Attaining stability is nothing but leads to a development of electron flow, which is nothing but a current flow in the material. So type of semiconductor material used, we use N-type and P-type. N-type material is shown to the right side of the screen. Here it has attended its stability with the other silicon atoms. Okay. So here the moment it attains stability, it releases one pair and one pair of electrons, and this free flow of electrons, they keep on moving randomly, hit one other particle, again release that electron, and in this way there will be a flow of current. Similarly in p-type also, this is the majority current carrier. Now stability is attended, this boron is sharing its holes with the silicon material, and in this way the stability of the outermost shell of the material is attended, and when they are combining they release some energy, and when they combine they release one of the pair of the electronic charge, and this flow of charge will lead to a flow of current. In this case it is holes, and in case of n-type it is electron. So conduction in semiconductor material. Here conduction can be is explained with the help of the energy diagram. Here valence band has a minority holes, and conduction band has few holes. So what happens is that when this band gap is attended, this hole releases from the valence band, reaches the conduction band, and leads to a flow of the current. Similarly in this sharing of the atomic molecule as well. Here there is release of energy. The moment electron combines with a hole, or the hole is trying to combine with the electron, one electron pair is released, and in this way there will be some flow of current. Conduction. Conduction in semiconductors. Here you can see these electrons are released when you are applying some biasing voltage, and there will be a flow of current. So intense release of electron hole pair, and a combination of hole and electron pair results into a flow of. So diode in forward biasing of a diode. Here you can see that the diode is connected in forward direction. You can see how the flow of the charge particle takes place when the diode is forward biased, and what will be its impact on the depletion region. The depletion region has narrowed down due to the forward biasing of the diode. Here you can see here. Okay. So this potential, once it is narrowed down or brought down by a voltage of 0.7 volts, there will be definitely rise in the flow of current from anode to cathode. And the depletion will increase. So this is a conclusion because of the reverse bias of the PN diode. Coming to the VI characteristics, here this particular diagram shows a characteristic as to how a forward bias voltage is connected. This is a voltmeter and this is a current meter. If the forward bias voltage is less than 0.7 volts, this diode doesn't conduct and there will be no flow of current. So almost it is in a breakdown, that breakdown potential, unless it is not reached or the forward bias voltage 0.7 volts is not reached, this diode will not conduct. Okay. Which is very obviously depicted in this particular diagram. Okay. Here forward bias voltage, forward bias current and forward bias voltage is plotted. VF is along the x-axis and IF is along the y-axis. So this, if this voltage itself is 0.7 volts, it is not sufficient for the diode to conduct. So that is why the current is almost zero. And this diagram you see that we have applied a voltage almost greater than 0.7 volts. So here you will see that there is a steep rise in the current irrespective of the rise in the forward bias voltage. Now in this diagram what you see that since there is a steep rise in the current with small portion of voltages, this leads to a formation of a resistance. Okay. So this is nothing but this slope of this particular curve is nothing but a resistance. Okay. So indirectly you can say that voltage is proportional to forward bias voltage is proportional to forward bias current. So that is given by a dynamic resistance. That slope is given by dynamic resistance here. Dynamic resistance which is proportional to delta Vf upon delta If. In reverse bias characteristics, under the reverse bias, of course till some barrier of this reverse bias voltage there will be no flow of current, and all of a sudden when this barrier potential is reached, there will be an intense flow of current in the reverse bias direction. Practically this particular characteristics is not applicable to our normal diode, it is applicable only in the Zener diode. A complete VI characteristic, forward bias direction and reverse bias direction. So characteristic is nothing but a plot of output current upon versus input voltage. Output current versus the input voltage represents your characteristic. Later this is the site, I will show you the animations after this gets over. Ideal diode. How a network is represented ideally in the forward bias condition. This is a diode, fine. We are applying a biasing voltage or forward bias voltage. This is a limiting resistor. So flow of the current is naturally from positive to negative terminal, that is from anode to cathode, and because it has to be a forward bias, fine. This is an network representation of this. Both are same. Okay. Then in reverse bias condition, here polarity we have changed. Here polarity is in forward direction. Here polarity is in reverse direction. Negative is connected to the anode and positive is connected to the cathode, so it is reversed. Alright, so here current will be zero as this works in an open circuit. In reverse bias condition, here this switch is open, so there will be no flow of current. This is why this current flow through the diode is zero. VI characteristics, ideally you can see here when no voltage is applied, there will be a flow of current, right, in forward direction. Small potential. This is mostly due to the minority current. It is not due to the majority current. Please remember this. Whatever current you observe when the forward bias voltage is zero, that time whatever current flow, it is due to the minority current carrier. In case of semiconductor, it is due to electrons, and in case of P-type material, it is due to holes. Please remember this. Practical diode model. Okay, here this is an actual connection of the diode, and we can see that a forward bias voltage is accompanied with the close of a switch. So this whole thing is your diode, anode and cathode. This complete thing is your diode. Right? So let us see the current and voltage relation. So forward bias voltage, that is a basic, that is a very important parameter. Vf, this much This is a very standard. In case of semiconductor material, it has to be compulsorily 0.7 volts in case of N type, and in case of P type, that is germanium, it is 0.4 volts. Remember this. Then applying a KCL, by applying a KCL relation or the Kirchhoff's voltage law, in this network we obtain this particular this particular voltage relation. So V bias minus the forward bias voltage of the diode minus the limiting voltage, this is equal to 0. So we have to obtain the voltage across this limiting resistor so that we can control the current flow in the forward direction. So limiting voltage is nothing but the forward bias voltage into a limiting resistance. So it's a product of forward bias voltage and limiting current. So now ultimately the objective of this equation is to find out the forward bias current. So forward bias current is V bias minus Vf upon R upon the limiting resistance. So this will help you in plotting the characteristics here. These are the characteristics. When this biasing voltage is 0.7 volts, or the forward bias voltage is 0.7 volt, there will be a steady rise in the current, and this is a practical diode characteristic. A practical diode in the reverse bias condition, here this diode which is working as a switch is literally open circuit. So what is observed as no current flow in the circuit? Diode is open circuit, that is why there will be no flow of current in the given network. Please remember, in the reverse bias condition. Then the application of the diode, green technology, what it is so called in today's eco-friendly way. Fine. Here this is a simple solar cell. How does a solar cell conduct? A photovoltaic diode you consider, it is almost parallel to the working of an photovoltaic diode, wherein the solar wherein the sunlight falls on it, and some portion, that is the photon, will be absorbed and will help the electron to conduct, which is absorbed by the electron, and energy is released, and depending on this release of energy or depending on the intensity of the light falling on it, it will lead to a rise in the current. So your rise in current in photovoltaic cell is proportional to the intensity of the light. So here the connections of this particular small cell, tiny cell, we say. So they are connected in series. Fine. Here these tiny cells are connected in parallel. Here. Then a massive and a huge solar panel here, a unit. So this is nothing but an eco-friendly, right, one application. So summary, you take back what you have learned: evolution of semiconductor material, how Bohr's model and semiconductor material are interrelated, then various types of semiconductor material, how this semiconductor material lead to the development of electronic components like diode, bipolar junction transistor, field effect transistor, and MOSFET, metal MOSFETs. Then you have studied what is a PN diode, practical as well as an ideal, VI characteristics, voltage and current characteristics of the PN diode, and the eco-friendly application.